do an abbreviated intro, or do you want to do the whole thing?
Let's do an abbreviated one, okay. I think.
Uh-oh, Frank gave the... And we are live. Welcome to day 3. I'm not going to do that on the live stream. I don't know why I just did that. Of HosTech 2020. Thanks again for joining us. Okay.
That's right, and we're out here again in the products area today. We're going to be looking at a bunch of cool machines. Probably one of the machines that everyone's the most interested in, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yep. So here's what we're going to do this morning. Andrew and Bob Singh are going to be on the VMT 750. You guys know it as the mill turn. This is Haas's take on a mill turn, and Andrew and Bob are going to talk about that. Then we'll go across the aisle to the UMC 500 with an APL auto parts loader. That's going to be myself and Corey Sullivan. And then in the afternoon,
Marcus and I are going to be working on this UMC 500 SS right here. That's got a pallet pool attached to it. We're going to look at the pallet pool, and we're also going to be looking at how you set up your 0 point for the rotary table. Now, don't forget, if you're new to our presentation here, what we've been doing is we stream once in the morning, and then we stream again about 2 hours later.
Yep.
Exactly 2 hours later, as it happens.
Yep.
And in between that, we play some video content.
We've got a big chunk of pre-recorded content. We got a factory tour. I did a tour of the sheet metal facility, bunch of cutting demos, bunch of cool stuff. So that's going to be at noon. So if you're watching us live this morning and then you gotta, maybe you got a job and you gotta work,
yeah.
Be sure to join us at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern for the second half of the day.
That's
okay,
right.
Let's transition now.
Yeah, let's go.
Andrew, head over about 3 feet.
That's right, so I'm gonna head right over here.
Yep.
Now, all the machines that we've been looking at so far in this show have all been machines that are either in production or very close to production. But this machine here, which so many of you are looking forward to getting more information about, is fully a concept machine. But even with that said, this is still a fully functional machine right now. Thanks in part to Bob Singh right here, one of our product specialists, making sure everything is running well, getting all the alarms out of the way.
Hopefully.
So what we have is the VMT 750. This is Haas's concept machine, kind of our interpretation of what we think a mill turn might be here at Haas. But we have a long history of making new, interesting, and functional machine configurations, and this is certainly an example of that. So, a mill turn. So you're pretty much using it to make more complex parts. That's kind of the basic idea, right?
That's basically it. So it's based on a VF3 YT with slapped on an ST15 lathe spindle right on top of the table. That's what we've done basically.
It does kind of have a different spindle head on. We'll look at that in a minute.
We'll have a look at that.
Some of those. So it is kind of more on the mill side of things.
Correct.
In the mill turn spectrum, it's certainly more mill focused.
Yeah.
But as you'll see, it does real turning for sure.
Yes, it does, and we'll talk about that, the turning side of it, the portion of it first. So we have got a lathe tool in this spindle. It's a HSK63A spindle, which has got a regular off-the-shelf mill turn.
Right. So it's not some special custom tooling. It's readily available.
It's readily available. Yes.
Right.
Remember that you're in that camera shot. You gotta be. Oh, okay, that's right. I'll tell you when you're out of it. Go ahead and walk, and I'll tell you when. Okay. Done. Good. Not bad. Yeah.
Is that where he needs to be?
Yeah, because otherwise I'll see him in this other camera.
Okay.
So, but it is based, like we said, it is based on a mill. So when we are turning the diameters, it will be the Z-axis that's controlling the diameters because it is a mill, and the X-axis.
John, you've got to be this side of the camera because we've got a camera in the machine. So, always
can't go past him.
Take this
way.
This axis and back.
Oops. That'll be all right.
Not for us. It's all for these guys.
It'll be all right on the night.
Yeah, we're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Let's get it.
So when you're talking, you get to here. Am I looking that way? Just out of interest.
I think that you're kind of looking at him, and I'm kind of looking at him.
Okay. Yeah.
And I mean, when he switches them, one of us is going to be a side shot. No big deal.
I don't have to worry about it, basically.
Yeah.
All right.
Just look at me or look wherever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're me or him, and I'm you or Sal.
Right.
Another day.
Hey, John, is your cell phone turned off?
It will be.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Rick. So, can you shut your phone off, please? Thank you.
Yeah, you got to turn it off, or else put it somewhere.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, good idea. Drop the mask.
Yeah, can you guys go maskless Orville's checking the audio sync.
Drop your mask and your pants.
There you go.
Now just the mask.
All right, okay. Just the pants. What?
Mask first. Okay.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. So, obviously, when we're turning using a mill spindle, you got to hold the mill spindle rigidly somehow during the turning operations. How do you do that on this machine?
So it's gonna. Well, actually, before we talk about that, let's talk about the work envelope, because if I orientate it to a lathe, to the lathe turning, from the tip of the insert to the front of the lathe collet chuck is about 23 inches, and from the tip to the center line of this part is probably 6.5 inches. So you could probably turn a 13-inch diameter part.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah.
When I first walked up to this machine, I was kind of thinking we are going to be looking at like some tiny work envelope like that, but truth is, it's actually quite substantial.
Yeah, for the turning side and turning the OD, you've got plenty of room, as much as an ST15 actually. But you've got to be wary of the B axis, so once it does come round,
Sal,
it does short
can you
on
get a
that
shot on
workspace
Andrew
for
so
the
Orville can
X-axis.
see the?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you
Cool.
there we
So,
go.
where am I at here?
Okay.
Oh.
And so I
So-
asked Sal to switch
so it's
to
gonna
Andrew to
orientate?
make sure the
Yeah.
sync was good.
Yeah,
So
so
if you wanna
what's going to
switch
happen is
that,
the tool's going to load into the spindle. It's going to orientate. We're going to use M19 to find
of course. Well,
the alignment.
find that position.
Yeah, to find the lathe position. Once it's there, it'll hydraulically capture that position, and then it'll lock with a brake caliper, and then it's ready to turn.
Right. And we'll see it's plenty
Yeah,
rigid
but
in that
audio off.
position.
Yeah, well, let's run it now.
You
That's
ready
what
to
I just
go?
thought I was
Let's do
All
it.
right. What
Right.
everyone's been looking for,
way
let's
off.
do it.
Right.
hold up, something's not right. The audio's way off.
On.
What?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Ready. Ready.
Yeah.
You want us to be talking, Frank? Keep going.
Okay, so as it's running.
But we probably should, but let's both face the camera just so they can see us.
Yeah.
So it's running. So you're gonna come in doing some turning.
Yeah,
and
so-
looks like you're kind of getting a decent rate here.
Yeah. Although it's a concept machine, we are still running at the recommended lathe and speed, the lathe insert recommendations for speeds and feeds. So we're going at 1200 RPM. The feed rate is 20 inches a minute, which is about 16 thou per rev. So it's actually on the high end of that
High end
insert
of
running.
your speed and feeds.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's great.
Yeah.